Yo, what it is good, YouTube? It's your boy Leach, back here with another reaction video. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, turn them noties on it. Make sure y'all follow the socials on the screen. Be much appreciated. I give thanks and men above for another day. God bless. I love y'all, man. And yeah, let's get right into it. We got breaking news out of Chicago from the Cubs. Reportedly, Alex Bregman agrees to a 5-year, $175 million deal. And he's going to Chicago. Let's get into it.
Here, $175
My
million
goodness.
contract with free agent third baseman Alex Bregman. That's according to
I thought
multiple
Bregman was
reports.
going to stay with
Bregman
the Red
opted out of his
Sox.
3-year, $120 million.
Didn't the Red Sox? I'm pretty sure they offered him
offseason,
something
and now
similar to
cashes
this, I'm
in
pretty
with
sure, right?
Chicago. This deal includes no opt-outs as well as a full no-trade clause. Bregman's
no
a
trade
three-time
clause
All-Star who hit 18 home runs with an 821
Man,
OPS. With
yo, that really juices the lineup now for the Cubs.
Cubs fans rejoice. Chicago making a big splash and
Cubs
landing
fans
their
might be
top
happy
free
as
agent and
hell.
third baseman Alex Bregman as we welcome in
As
former
they
big
should
leaguer
be.
and one of 24 people to pitch a perfect game, Dallas Braden. And well, the Cubs, they've made a couple of big moves this offseason, trading for Edward Cabrera on Wednesday and then Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right, Edward Cabrera, bro. Now they get Bregman. Cubs low-key cooking right now.
It's a young team, and they add a leader with a championship resume. But how does this move change how you are viewing the Cubs?
Well, I think it instantly makes them that much more competitive. And I think you touched on something right there at the very end, Kay, and that is the fact that this is a young group. And what you know about Alex Bregman, what you've heard all of his former Boston Red Sox teammates espouse is how important he is and has been to their individual development, to the development of the entire room. And that comes from the stewardship, from the leadership.
I'm gonna pause real quick. This is a really tough loss for the Boston Red Sox. Like this one hurts their soul, bro. Yeah.
He possesses, whether it's being able to put his arm around guys in the room, in the moment, maybe after success, after failure, bringing them in the offseason to get their workouts in. And we're talking about position players and pitchers alike. So from that perspective, I mean, the impact is magnitudinal. And then I think you can easily shift gears and look at the production that you could expect from Alex Bregman, because this is a guy who instantly makes you better defensively and also is bringing a big bat to the lineup as well, a middle of the order bat that you just don't find laying on the scrap heap. And so for the Cubs, who weren't able to lock in Bregman during their pursuit of him last offseason, are able to do so this year. And it feels like this is a huge win for Cubs fans. It's a huge win for this
This is
lineup,
A plus for Cubs. And Cabrera, that's like a B+.
You talk about those intangibles he has, that leadership.
Look out for the
brings,
Cubs
but also
next
those
season.
Tangibles,
They
like
might
that
go all
big
the
bat
way.
that you mentioned.
They could definitely
just after what happened last season with the Red Sox and that opt-out heavy deal, how should Bregman feel about this deal now with Chicago?
Well, you got to feel outstanding about it. And I think a lot of this is probably 100%. With his doing, right? He's saying, look, I'm going to plant the flag here. I'll be here through my age 36 season. Should I not okay a trade at some point in time? And that's where that full no trade clause comes into play. So I think it really allows both sides to kind of take that collective deep breath and exhale and say, all right, let's go play ball now, because we've got our guy. We've got the guy that we had pinpointed over the last couple seasons. He's now here in-house, and we can move forward. So I like to think that that's a big deal.
And like they said, the Red Sox loved him because he was good to the young guys, like really teaching them. And now the Cubs are going to get that. So that's really going to help the Cubs, like young prospects and, upcoming.
Franchise, but for the player individually, because we're talking about a guy who was looking to continue to put together a, hopefully for him, Hall of Fame type resume. And I think when you look at where the Chicago Cubs were at from a productivity standpoint last year at third base, there was a lot left to be desired on both sides of the ball. And Alex Bregman instantly makes you better on both sides of the baseball.
You talk about Chicago, now they've got their guy in building, so it's time to move forward. But how about the Red Sox? How do they pivot after this news?
Yeah, it's a tough loss for Red Sox.
Well, I was kind of ribbing my podcast partner, Jared Carabas, who is a diehard Red Sox fan. I think we folks know that. And I said, so what is the goal now? Is it to go and pursue a former shortstop who you would ask to play second base and plug him over at third base? I'll hang up and listen. You tell me how that's going to go. But the Red Sox, they in their own right have a young crop of players who I think they feel pretty good about. And I think right now it's Marcelo Meyer who's penciled in over at the hot corner, or would be, should things stay exactly where they're at right now. So I think for the Red Sox, it's without a doubt a blow because we talked about the impact that Alex Bregman has had on that group in totality. Yeah. So knowing that he's not
the Red Sox have a lot of young talent,
but the idea that it's happening right now, just before we start to creep into the latter part of January, I think it's going to give everybody an opportunity to move forward and understand that Alex Bregman's no longer going to be a part of this equation. That doesn't mean that the sun is not going to rise tomorrow. And I think the Red Sox will do a very good job of mentally moving on from that. And I think how they perform outside of having Alex Bregman in the building now still remains to be seen because you can write a lot of flowery things on paper, but those things have to bear out and they have to bear fruit. And only time will tell how that's going to happen.
We'll see how it goes.
Meanwhile, the arguably second top free agent on the market now off, but meanwhile still available is the top player in this free agent class, Kyle Tucker. How do you see things playing out from where we stand right now?
Before he says anything, I think Kyle Tucker's going to return to the Cubs, to be honest with y'all. I don't know. I think he's going to return to the Cubs.
You know, that's a different subject, right? Because I think
do the Cubs have the money to
have linked Kyle
Tucker? I don't know.
From the Cubs to the Dodgers, it's been joked about. You know, I don't know that the Red Sox would be in pursuit of him. I honestly have to believe that the Toronto Blue Jays, if they're not
in a position
to try and go and bring Bo Bichette back, then a union with Kyle Tucker could very well be something that we see. And man, oh man, what that lineup would start to turn into with a Kyle Tucker plugged in there, understanding what you could get if Santander shows up and performs the way that he's capable. I mean, there's a lot to like about what the Blue Jays.
If the Blue Jays get Tucker, Tucker the fucker
up north, that becomes a very scary, a very dangerous lineup, especially what the Toronto Blue Jays have done on the pitching side of things.
Yes, still yet to be seen. We'll see how everything takes shape because we're about a month over before things start getting real. It's time to start looking at those watches, but something certainly going to start shaking.
Baseball season's approach. I can't wait.
Dallas, we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much for that insight.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Well, taking a look at this Cubs offseason so far, I mean, like I mentioned,
and they re-signed
Saturday. They get Alex Bregman. Then they got that trade, the blockbuster trade, bringing in Edward Cabrera from Miami.
I would say it's an A+ right now. I mean, you get Bregman, you get Cabrera, and then you get Imanaga back. Like,
now looking to go
how can it not be an A+
in 2026? 2 months ago now.
But that's gonna do it for this reaction. Alex Bregman is officially a Chicago Cub. Let me know in the comment section down below. Do y'all think the Cubs are going to go all the way to the World Series? Do you think they will, run right through the National League? Or you think the Dodgers can really, win it again? Three-peat, that would be crazy. But I don't know. I think the Cubs, it's just all about health at the end of the day. That's the thing. But there's still a lot of good free agents out there. Like I said, the Cubs nailed this one, getting Bregman. He's a good defender. Middle of the order bat. That's really going to help their order. And, yeah, it's an A+ for their offseason so far. But, yeah, make sure y'all follow the socials on the screen. Much appreciated. I love y'all. And I'm out. Peace.